is the MVP favorite, but Nikola Jokic has been going off lately. He beat OKC last night. No Aaron Gordon, by the way. He was phenomenal. And after the game, Michael Malone kind of, sort of got ticked off at the media with this whole SGA is the MVP thing. Take a listen.
If you didn't know that Nikola won 3 MVPs, and I put player A and player B on paper, and you had no idea that the guy who's averaging a triple-double, the guy who's top 3 in the 3 major statistical categories, things that no one's ever done, he wins the MVP 10 times out of 10. And if you don't think so, I think you guys are all full of
Well,
I like that guy, by the way.
no, he's intense.
He says whatever the hell he wants.
Here's what we know. Jokic is the best player in the world. Here's what we also know. SGA has led the youngest roster in the league to a much better record than Jokic has, and that's a big part of it. You don't give MVPs to teams that are 12 games back. That's just not...
Oh, really? Russell Westbrook got one for averaging.
Well, we all know what that story was about. And that's fine. Congratulations to him. That's fine. But, you know, it's... I don't get worked up on awards because Karl Malone won 2 when MJ was in his prime. So, like, yeah, whatever. And I think he won. One of them was MJ was out, I think. But
do you agree that it is a narrative versus a numbers situation?
No.
Jokic has literally all the numbers except for scoring. He's totally dominant.
Okay.
His season has been incredible.
Okay.
Steals.
So I have the guy in the better team, the guy that's the better scorer, the guy playing with a younger roster, having to carry kids, and the guy who's number 2 best player is off and out.
By the way, he got hurt last night.
Again.
Jalen Williams. Yeah.
So it's like, it's just I got the guy who had best team in the West just say this out loud. The best team easily in the West with the leading scorer in the NBA shouldn't win the MVP.
Wait. Best team in the West. So you have OKC in the finals? So don't say, if not, don't say they're the best in the West.
I'm just saying today.
Yeah, best record. Who cares?
Well,
hierarchy.
You know who cares? The NBA. The seeding, you will get home court advantage.
Herd hierarchy. You never put best record at number 1.
Okay.
You put best team.
But that's my opinion. Being seeded number 1 in the NFL gets you a bye. That's fact. Mine's opinion.
So you're maintaining SGA is your...
It's a regular season award,
yes.
So the regular season matters. The leading scorer on the youngest roster, yet it's the best team easily in the West. That's an MVP.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you say best team and get away with it. Best record. They're not the best team. The Lakers are better and Denver's better. Okay, and hell, I don't know. Are the Golden State Warriors better? Who are you taking in a series now? Golden State or OKC?
Well, OKC is better defensively. OKC is deeper. It's a good series. OKC will have home court advantage. You'd probably take OKC.
I'm not betting against Curry.
Now, if the Warriors face the Rockets that can't shoot, I'm taking the Warriors. If the Warriors face Memphis, I'm taking the Warriors. But OKC's a lot.
I kind of like this. 2 small market guys battling it out. It's almost like Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen.
Yeah, I like it too. J-Mac with the news.
Well, that's
He was on a treadmill to nowhere, and when you're as great as LeBron or Steph Curry, some of it's just like waking up in the morning and having that zest and joy for life. So Jimmy Butler will give you that. We said this the other week, is there was always 3 guys etched in stone on the all-time starting 5 team. You know, Michael's making it, LeBron's making it, maybe those, Kareem's making it. I always thought Magic was etched in stone guy. I don't think in today's shooting league it would feel quite as big as it did. Is it, if Steph gives me a couple more of these, are you in the, maybe it's time to get like a forklift or a crane and on the Mount Rushmore put Steph over Magic? Where are you on that?
So here's the deal. So I believe in my bones Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard ever. And the very quickly, Magic in his first 3 years in the league won Finals MVP twice. And the reason I say that is because he wasn't even good yet. And then in his final 9 years in the league was top 3 MVP voting all 9 times, first team All-NBA all 9 times, won 3 more MVPs, finished second 3 times. He had a 9-year run where he was either the best, second, or third best player in the league every single season. And I think we forget that he was still awesome when he had to retire because of HIV. So I believe Magic Johnson's the greatest point guard ever with the greatest resume ever. I just mentioned those 9 consecutive first-team All-NBAs. Steph has 4 career first-team All-NBAs and isn't going to get one this year. I also believe this, and it sounds in conflict. Every time I am putting together the team you talked about, that mythical all-time starting 5, I pick Steph over Magic. So that might sound silly, but it is because in this make-believe team, Steph's size and defensive limitations don't matter because I have Michael, LeBron, Duncan, and Kareem as my back line. So I'm like, well, I guess some shooting would be nice, and LeBron can run the point anyway.
Right.
So whenever I'm putting together my ideal 5-man lineup, Steph is on there. When I am listing the greatest players in the history of the league, Steph is behind Magic. I know that sounds like it's in conflict, but I promise it makes sense.
Yeah, no, it is one of those things. When anybody does the all-time starting 5, my take is always, if you don't put Bird on it, who's shooting? Who's hitting threes?
And the answer is Steph.
Yep, no. Great seeing you. I was going to ask, you looked a tad tired, but yet you brought your fastball. You hit the corners on it today.
Well, listen, I've got some new partners and bosses at a place called The Volume. They're running me ragged, doing stuff on the weekends and everything. This morning I did a podcast for them, and in between all those podcasts, I flew to Vegas Sunday night.
Yeah, I know.
Got in a nice little warm-up game till about 2 in the morning Sunday night Vegas time. It's 5 a.m. East Coast time. Did the show yesterday, and then played with the great Phil Hellmuth, Jennifer Tilly, and others until midnight last night. Flew back, and now I'm doing this. And so, yeah, listen, man, it's pursuing a dream. And the dream is to play in the biggest poker games in the world and just break even. We're just trying to break even in them. That's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to be a 200 hitter in the majors. So you can tell your kids you made it to the show. And so I'm working on that while I'm doing this. That's all, buddy.
Yeah, poker's great for your wallet, not great for your life. It'll take years off it with your travel. Great seeing you, buddy, as always. Great Nick Wright, co-host First Things First. Yes, he's at the Volume as well. He is a one of one talent. That's just really funny about Steph Curry. I'd never had his opinion on that. Is when everybody starts always putting in like Duncan and Michael, and my take is if you don't put Bird in the all-time starting 5, who's hitting threes? You got to have somebody, because Magic, that wasn't his game. LeBron's hit and miss on it. It wasn't Michael's game, not Duncan, not Kareem. You can't have a starting 5 that's great defensively, but nobody can hit a jumper outside of a mid-ranger, because Michael will do that. So worth discussing, for sure. Urban Meyer last hour. Lot of Big Ten guys at the top of this draft. I love both of Michigan's guys. I think next year's draft, you're going to have a couple of Ohio Staters near the top. Certainly. Caleb Downs will be draft eligible next year, I believe. Next year. Yeah, he has a chance to be the first non-quarterback taken. Live in L.A., it's The Herd.